Alright guys, you already know. This is gonna be another rant about daylight savings time. Oh boy, I hate this day. I don't even know where to start. You see, it's probably daylight savings time. It's probably to blame that I'm out of it today. But yeah, it just causes so many problems, you know. Confusion, heart attacks, health problems, mind fuckery, exhaustion, etc., 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 etc. And it's a pain in the ass to have to keep resetting your clocks twice a year. Now, most clocks can set on their own, you know, my PC, my laptop, my consoles, my phone. You know, most clocks can, just are able to auto reset, but unfortunately, not all clocks are like that. I have a classic analog table clock on my nightstand, and I have to keep resetting it, and it's a pain in the ass. And then we have the stove clock, which confuses the hell out of my dad. I remember in November, he was rushing to cook lunch because he thought he was running late. He thought he was getting a late start at lunch, but in reality, it was just because it wasn't actually that time. It was actually an hour earlier. So, yep, my dad got thrown off back in November, and he got thrown off today as well. He was feeling tired, surprise, surprise, and he was wondering why he was so tired. Then he looked at the stove and he realized that the stove was an hour behind. And then that's when he realized today was daylight savings time. And yep, that's one of the issues. It causes people to be tired. Luckily, I didn't really have that problem, but I slept in, thankfully. So yeah, I just slept in. You know, that's the good thing about it being on a Sunday is that at least not that I have school or college, but I'm just saying in general. That is a good thing about it starting on a Sunday, but still, it shouldn't still be a thing in the first place. And yep, car accidents can happen because number one, people are so tired, and number two, it's dark. It's usually still dark outside when people have to go to school or work, and those two things combined can really, higher the risk of car accidents or just other accidents. I remember, I think I remember the exact day. It was either March 25th, 2015 or March 27th, 2015. But it was on a Friday. I was a junior and I was about to go on a field trip with my science class. It was an anatomy and physiology field trip, but you know what? I couldn't see where the fuck I was going, so I ran. I mean, it probably wasn't a good idea for me to run, probably, I'll admit that, but I was just so excited. But it was freaking dark outside, so I couldn't, like, I couldn't see where I couldn't even see where I was going, and I just tripped and I sprained my ankle, and I had to stay home. I think I stayed home, you know, I stayed home that Friday, and I think I also stayed home, you know, the next Monday. And it's just pointless. The only thing, the only good thing about daylight savings time is that it won't get dark as early. Like, that's the only thing I like, you know, that's the only thing, but even so, I think we should just be on standard time, because the time zones were designed to be on standard time. They weren't designed to be fucked with like this. Plus, this is more of a personal thing, but I like it when it gets dark earlier. You know, I don't like it when it doesn't get dark until like 10 fucking p.m. Like, that's not how the time is supposed to work. It's supposed to get dark. Like, the sun is supposed to set at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then, like, you know, maybe thirty minutes to an 30 minutes to an hour later, like in the summer. That's how it's supposed to be. But freaking daylight savings time just doubles, like it freaking doubles or even more amount, because it may not even just be an hour. That's a difference from winter solstice to summer solstice. You know, it's barely an hour difference, but then we have like daylight savings time having us set our clocks an hour ahead. So it's like 3 hours, like in a winter time, like around the winter solstice, like the end of December and the beginning of January, like the sun's like dusk is like at 6 p.m. But like on daylight savings time, like summer solstice, for example, dusk is not until like 9 freaking p.m. Those are just like running it out. It may not be exactly 3 hours, but it's close to a 3 hour difference between summer solstice and winter solstice. It would only be a little bit of a difference if we didn't have daylight savings time. But yeah, the point is, it's not supposed to go like, yes, in the summer it is supposed to like, you know, be a little bit later, but not that later. For example, like it's like dusk, you could say right now, and it's about 8 o'clock, you know. It's almost 8 o'clock at nighttime. So yeah, right now it's like, it's obviously about an hour difference. Now if we were to be on daylight savings time, but it'd be winter time, like it would be a little bit darker because, you know, we would be like closer to winter, so the sun would set earlier. But yeah, but what I'm saying is it is normal for the sun to naturally get dark, naturally set at a later time, but not like an extra freaking hour from daylight savings time. And then yeah, like when it'll be summer, like in a couple of months, like the sun will go down even later. Like but it doesn't even seem like it makes that much of a difference. It's really daylight savings time that makes a difference to me. But yeah, and like the logic is retarded. They say that daylight savings time makes the freaking days longer. It does not. It just adjusts the sunrise and sunset schedule. Because yes, the sun does go down at a later time, but you know what? It also comes up at a later time. You know, it's like saying in the daylight savings time makes the days longer is like saying that cutting off the top of a blanket and gluing it to the bottom. It's like saying that will make the blanket bigger. Nope, it's still the same size. You're just moving some veins over. You're moving the part of the blanket to the bottom. You're moving the sunlight to the evening. It's not supposed to be in the evening. It's supposed to be in the morning. Besides, like, we don't need daylight savings time to fuck around with the sunrise sign / sunset schedule. It's meant to be on standard time, and we already have like summer for that. The days are gonna be getting longer because of summer, not daylight savings time. It just fucks things around. I want daylight savings time to end so badly. Like, I am sick and tired of going through the rigmarole of adjusting my clocks every freaking couple of months, because whoever the hell is in charge of all this bullshit, they can't be bothered to pass a law to end this bullshit. I did hear from Steve that daylight savings time could like end permanently, but unfortunately, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'll believe it when I hear it from reliable sources. They were also talking about how they're gonna make daylight savings time permanent, which, I mean, it would be better than like switching our clocks around twice a year, but the time zone was designed to be on standard time, not daylight time. My dad and my brother are so lucky that I don't have school or college or work either, but I'm just saying, they're lucky that my brother's spring break happened to be the week after daylight savings time, and then like my dad also took the week off because he has a lot of stuff that he's gonna be getting done throughout the week. So yeah, it worked. At least it worked out for them, you know, because like even if daylight savings time is on a Sunday, sometimes people are still adjusting like the next day on, you know, the Monday after. My dad is planning on going to the store. Me and my brother are probably gonna go too. I think we're gonna go to Sam's, and we're gonna like just get some stuff we need, like paper platters, like snacks, all that good stuff. But at least my dad doesn't have to wake up at the butt crack of dawn. And even if my brother did have like college, for example, like he has his classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so even if his spring break was like at a different week, he still wouldn't have to go on Monday. But yeah, I just hate this day with a fiery burning passion. Like, I don't get the point of it. The only thing that I sort of like about it, like I said, is like I honestly have mixed feelings. Like, I know throughout the years my stance on this has been rather confusing, but like, later, it getting dark later, like, or not dark, light, like, the sunrise is happening later. Like, on one hand, I like it because it's easier to sleep in. This freaking sunlight doesn't billow around my bedroom until a little bit later. But it's also dangerous, like, if you're going out to, like, work or school or college or whatnot. So yeah, I have mixed feelings about it. Like, for me, like, I do, like, since I don't go anywhere right now, like, I do kind of like it because it helps me to, like, sleep in and whatnot. But on the other hand, it can be dangerous for people who do have a place to go on a regular basis. And then, like the Weed Seat 96 would always mention in his rants, like, it can be confusing because you may not know that it's daylight savings time and then, like, you may be late for work or school, and then you may be freaking tardy or get a detention or get fired just for being late. Like, it can fuck you over, like in that regard. I just want this shit to get banned already. I don't really have much else to say. Now, if I had it my way, I would have it be dark 24/7. Yeah, I know it's dangerous, like, for, like, driving, but listen, I'm a nighttime person. I love nighttime. And even if that were the case, I would still hate daylight savings time for other reasons that I've mentioned besides the sunlight related ones, because it can fuck with your health, like I said, and it's a pain in the ass to have to keep adjusting your clocks. So it would still be, daylight savings time would still be shitty for those two reasons. I even heard that daylight savings time was linked to suicide. Yep. The fact that this rigmarole is still going on honestly amazes me. Like, it honestly amazes me at this point. They don't care about the issues that it's caused people. They just keep it coming and keep it coming and keep it coming. Like, it is so stupid. Like, who came up with the idea that we should have to change our clocks back and forth twice a year. Like, the person who came up with that, they must have been on some wild drugs, probably. And I'm disappointed because I wanted Daniel Plotagon to make a rant about daylight savings time, or at least acknowledge it in an Instagram story, but he never did. At least the Way to See 96 made a rant, though, and I'm doing a rant. And I'm going to continue to do a rant until it ends. Or at least becomes permanent, because, like, if it's, like, if it becomes a permanent thing, like, you know, it feels pointless to continue to rant about it every year, but as long as we switch back and forth between daylight time and standard time, I'm gonna try to do a rant every March, unless I'm just too lazy to. But yeah, if we get, whether it becomes permanent, whether it gets abolished, you know, then I'll stop. But even if it does become permanent, I'm still going to be doing one last hoorah. I'm going to be doing a rant for one last hoorah, you know, like the first, like, you know, like once it's the first March of it being permanent, like, for example, then, like, you know, then I would stop. But, and then if it becomes abolished in November, then the March before that would probably be my last time, or just whatever the last March is that we have it. But yeah, it's a tradition at this point for me and Steve to make annual rants about this, and like, I moved channels back in April, so this is the first one on this channel. So that's another reason why I wanted to do this rant, was because I haven't done one on this channel yet. This will be my first one since moving here. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I'm just gonna end off this video by saying, screw you in the asshole, daylight savings time. Goodbye. Good boy.